and going back to my presentation. So if we have to take care of mobile development, that is mobile web application development, ASP.NET can be clubbed up with jQuery to enhance the user interface, and inbuilt it has got two mechanisms. One is a view overriding mechanism and the other is the display modes mechanism. These two mechanisms will be used to create mobile specific views which are adapted to different mobile devices. So what is view overriding mechanism? In view overriding mechanism, the browser makes a request. I want a page. Now the ASP.NET MVC4 engine will decide whether the request is done by the desktop browser or whether is it made by a browser on the mobile device. And it will fetch the page accordingly by the naming convention. So if you have a view named as view.mobile.chtml, when the browser on a mobile device requests the view, the ASP.NET MVC4 engine is going to fetch this view. And if it is a browser on the desktop, it is going to go to our normal view. So this is a new feature in called as view overriding mechanism that's out of box in ASP.NET MVC4. And then finally you have the display modes mechanism. What if you have to create views specific to the device? That is, you have to create views specific to the iPhone. You have to create views specific to the Windows Phone, or you have to create views specific to BlackBerry. So in display modes mechanism, you can write the logic to tell the engine that when there is a request made from a specific device, render that view. So this diagram tells that if you have a browser which is requesting a view, if it's coming from an iPhone device, okay, please render the view named as view.iphone.html. And if there is a request coming from Windows Phone 7, a mobile browser on Windows Phone 7 device, then please render a view which has got the extension of view.wp7.chtml. Okay, so let us see a very short demo on these mechanisms. Okay, I have my ElectroStore MVC. Now the first demo would be on view overriding mechanism. Okay, so this is my shared folder. I would copy this layout.chtml file and paste it again in the shared folder. I would rename this to underscore layout dot mobile.chtml. So when the request is coming from a browser on the mobile, the layout.mobile.chtml view is rendered, and what I would do is I would just write here, I will remove all this stuff. Okay, and now if I try to browse through the same URL onto my mobile browser, Yeah. So this is the view that you see. This is the view that you see. The complete CSS rendering has gone out of the MVC based application, and the engine is actually rendering the layout.mobile.chtml. It is not rendering layout.html. But when you go to the normal browser which is there on the desktop and you press F5, my view is not changed. So here the engine is deciding what view to render when there is a request from the browser. If you see the page out here and page out here, it's completely different. It is rendering the mobile file and this is rendering the normal file. So this is the first mechanism that is called as the view overriding mechanism. Now we have the display modes mechanism. So I will just change this to say iPhone. Okay, and in my global.asax, that is where at the application start, I will make some initializations saying that if there is a request from a device, from an iPhone device, please render layout.iphone.chtml. So I am making views specific to the device. So display modes mechanism will first detect the device and then render the view depending upon the naming convention. So I will build this project. Okay, and here I would write iPhone. Okay. What I would be using is I would be seeing the same URL, opening my Firefox browser, changing the user agent to iPhone, and now seeing the site. Okay, so here you have it. So if you see it, the Firefox, I have changed the user agent to iPhone 3, hence it is not the default agent, and the website is capable of detecting that it is coming from a device of iPhone because it is detecting the user agent. So this is the display override mechanism, wherein you are telling specifically that if there is a view which is, and if there is a request from the iPhone device, that is the user agent has to be the iPhone, then please render a view which has got the naming convention of layout.iphone.chtml, and here you can write all your logic for the UI which is going to make a similar look and feel to your iPhone application. So this is it. If I refresh it again, this is my iPhone layout. If I go back to my normal browser and if I refresh it, this is it. And if I go out here, I am not sure what I'm going to get, but let me just press enter. It's going to be normal because this device is not iPhone, hence the user agent is not an iPhone device. It will render the default view. That's it. So we have seen two mechanisms: view overriding mechanism and the display mode mechanism. But if you see these two features, they are not enhancing the site adaptive to the mobile device. How can we do that? Now that is possible using Jquery Mobile. So what is Jquery Mobile? Jquery Mobile, it is a UI